Today we are simulating a drill of an injured person who was at a remote job site that we are evacuating with a medical helicopter. Due to the nature of the remote location, air ambulance was required to take this patient away from the scene of the accident.
It's basically going to play two roles. It's going to give our crew kind of a hands-on experience if there was an emergency. Also, at the same time, we'll be filming this for safety training purposes for helicopter rescue procedures to show throughout the company.
Well, our guys at times, because of the location, the terrain, and the type of equipment we use, there's been times it's taken us 45 minutes to an hour just to go to a job location using all-terrain vehicles or track equipment. And we've realized that our best answer, if we have a seriously injured patient, that we need to contact a helicopter.
We're going to have the crews working on a structure like they normally do. So we're going to have Al Green be up on the pole and feign a heart attack. Craig Shoemake, the lead lineman, he's going to go ahead and call Baptist Life Flight. At that same time, the crew's going to be going up on the structure to rescue him. So we're going to be demonstrating a pole top rescue as well. They'll strap him into the skid as if we were actually out on a right-of-way and had called for the helicopter. And we would have to pull him through the woods out to an open area. So the helicopter, which we actually are working with Baptist Life Flight in this, they have volunteered to do this with us in conjunction so we could actually have the helicopter come. The helicopter is going to come and land. We're going to put Al Green on the helicopter and they're going to take off.
These drills are extremely important. I commend Mississippi Power from the time that the safety briefing is given in the morning until the time that the personnel go home in the evening. Safety has to be a habit with them.
You think you'd know what to do, but when it actually comes down to actually doing what needs to be done, it's not as easy as it looks on paper. So I feel like the drill and the cameras and being able to go back and look at it is going to be what makes us be at the top of our game when we need this drill.
Fellas, today what we got, we're going to be working on this 115 line here. We're going to be changing out some guys on it. We'll be putting some new hardware up.
The following video demonstrates the procedures that should be followed should a medical emergency occur while working in a remote location. With Target Zero in mind, all precautions were taken during the shooting of this video to ensure the safety of everyone involved.
We've got plenty of people in here. We're a long way in here. So we're going to do the job safe and the best way we know how.
I've been feeling kind of bad, Mark. I'm getting kind of weak. Need some water? Probably so. Send us some water up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it back down, man. I don't know. It's getting hot, man. Getting hot.
So you ain't been acting yourself today?
Look kind of pale. Rough. Rough, man. What I look like, Mark? Bad. I got you some water coming. All right. I don't know.
Pour on, Mark?
Yeah. I don't know, Mark. Hey. Hey. You all right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey. Yeah. Here. I'm getting weak, man. May need to call for some help. Hey. Call somebody. Al ain't right.
Yes, sir. This is Craig Shoemake, Mississippi Power Company. I've had a man go out on the pole, and I'm not sure what's wrong with him, but I think I need to get a helicopter headed this way. My GPS coordinates are north 31, 20, 61. It's down, west 089 degrees, 16, 54. Yes, sir. His name's Al Green. He's 25 years old. He's approximately 6 foot 2 inches, and he's somewhere between 195 and 200 pounds. Yes, sir. I understand you want me to stay on the phone. Did you get the helicopter? I'll stay on. Okay, we got him aboard the track machine. We're gonna try to get him out of this hole.
Okay.
Jeff, you ready?
We're ready.
All right, you ready, James? Come in, control, sir.
That's the call center. Go ahead, Craig.
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna let y'all know we've had an accident out here on the line. Mr. Al Green, we think he may have had a heat stroke, but we've got a Baptist Life Flight on the way. We're just gonna let you know what kind of situation we had out here.
Appreciate y'all informing us. I know what's going on.
Simple.
Now let's take a step-by-step look at the procedures involved should a medical emergency occur while working in a remote location. As with every job, the job safety briefing is the most essential step when it comes to ensuring Target Zero. The JSB takes place before any work is to be performed, and it will include work assignments for employees.
Mark and Al, y'all be on one pole. David, if you don't mind, can you take care of the groundwork today?
The personal protective equipment needed for the job.
Everybody's got all their PPE, got the hard hats, safety glasses, gloves. Whenever the men's on the pole, make sure they have the fall protection on.
Possible hazards involved with the job.
The hazard with this job here is the line will be hot. We do have block reclosures, so we have to.
Energy source controls, work processes, and any special precautions that need to be considered.
Like I said, we got block reclosures. It's going to be from Hattiesburg North, which is 4256A, to Plant Eaton, which is 53468.
The location of emergency medical equipment, such as a backboard and sled, is also discussed during the JSB.
We have a first aid kit on our Marsh buggy. We do have a fire extinguisher on there. There's our board, and in case somebody happens to need to be taken out, we've got it all on there.
During the job safety briefing, one individual will be designated to call the air ambulance service in the event of a medical emergency.
In case there's an emergency. Craig, do you mind calling 911 and taking care of our emergency?
The JSB will also include the GPS coordinates of the nearest open area, as well as site directions such as nearby roads or landmarks, or any other information that may help rescue personnel find the location.
We're a long way back in here on the line. Our coordinates are north 31, 20, 61, and west 89, 16, 54. Our nearest intersection is going to be out down the line, Highway 42 and US 11.
All of this information will be kept where it can be accessed quickly. Remember, on every job, you are your brother's keeper. If you notice any signs that your coworker is in distress, seek help immediately. Notify the individual responsible for making emergency calls that medical help is needed. The designated caller will locate the emergency helicopter rescue call-in information and relay that to the air ambulance service, including the GPS coordinates and site directions, as well as all pertinent information about the employee in distress. Once the air ambulance service has been notified, the designated caller also needs to call 911 to report the emergency. While a rescue helicopter is the fastest way to transport a patient to a hospital under most conditions, there is the possibility that the helicopter may be delayed due to weather conditions or other factors. Calling 911 will ensure that emergency personnel respond to the situation in as timely a manner as possible. Be sure to inform the 911 operator that a rescue helicopter has been contacted. If the injured employee becomes disabled while working on a pole, you should use pole-top rescue techniques to lower him as soon as it is possible to do so safely. Notice that the injured employee's rope safety is still attached. This was to ensure his safety during the filming of this video. In an actual pole-top rescue situation, the rope safety should be removed prior to lowering the injured employee. Have someone retrieve the backboard and sled. Once the injured employee is lowered, carefully strap him to the backboard and transport him to the marsh buggy. After the injured employee is safely on the marsh buggy, proceed to transport him to the nearest open area where the rescue helicopter can land. A landing zone of at least 100 feet by 100 feet will need to be marked off for the rescue helicopter. The area should be relatively level and clear of debris and loose objects. Ensure that there are no overhead wires or obstacles in the landing zone. Any known hazards near the landing zone or along the approach path should be reported to the pilot. Mark each corner of the landing zone with orange cones during daylight hours. The landing zone can be marked at night with vehicle headlights pointed toward the center of the landing zone. Emergency flashing lights make it easier to identify the landing zone, especially at night, but no one should shine lights in the cockpit of the landing or departing aircraft. Such lighting may temporarily blind the pilot and crew. When using a roadway for the landing zone, be sure traffic flow is blocked in all directions. Constantly monitor motorists for any unexpected actions and watch for bystanders. At the earliest opportunity, the individual designated to make the emergency call will alert the control center of the situation. Because the rescue helicopter will stir up dust and debris as it lands, the injured employee should be kept away from the landing area, behind a truck or building if possible. Once the rescue helicopter has landed, the medical personnel will take charge. Your job is then to provide whatever assistance they may need. Do not approach the aircraft unless directed by the flight crew, and always avoid the tail rotor. Once the rescue helicopter has departed, you will need to maintain the integrity of the landing zone for several minutes in case the helicopter has to return and make an emergency landing. This video demonstrated the procedures to follow during a medical emergency while working in a remote location with a crew of 4 or more employees. If a medical emergency were to occur when working with a 2 or 3 man crew, you should alert the control center operator of the situation. The operator then would contact the air ambulance service and 911 while you tend to the injured employee.
You think you'd know what to do, but when it actually comes down to actually doing what needs to be done, it's not as easy as it looks on paper. So I feel like the drill and the cameras and being able to go back and look at it is going to be what makes us be at the top of our game when we need this drill.